Let's wait for a few more minutes and then we'll start. Okay. Hi everyone. Once again, good evening. And so we are going to keep it very short session. If you have any questions, please drop them in a chat message. So I'll take. Yeah, बस दो ही क्वेश्चन है आज डिस्कस करने के लिए related to CKD exam, and after that we'll wait here to discuss about generic questions about the career or the DevOps field. आपको जो भी questions है, ठीक है? Okay. Before that, yes, Ganpati Bappa Moria, let's start. And huh, I have few announcements, so we'll discuss those announcements in the end of the session. And today we'll discuss about the canary deployment and the blue-green deployment. It's very easy question. एक में से एक question तो आपको CKD में आता ही है. So we have to see how to implement that. It's very easy. Okay, I'm going to stop my video so that we can have enough bandwidth. And ठीक है. Okay, quick question for you guys. Are you enjoying this CKD series? Are you learning something new about the Kubernetes? And how many of you are preparing for CKD exam or planning to take a CKD exam soon? Is anyone preparing for CKD? Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's good. Anyone preparing for Kubernetes interview? ठीक है. ओके, तो आज डिस्कस करने के लिए हमारे पास दो क्वेश्चंस है अबाउट द सीक्रेट एग्जाम. ठीक है. First question is related to setting up your blue-green deployment. So we discussed it last time, how to set up a blue-green and what's the usage of it, right? So, okay, so the question is create a blue-green setup for an existing deployment. आपको एक deployment दिया जाएगा in a Kubernetes cluster, and you need to create a similar environment like उसको blue-green setup बनाना है. So create a blue-green deployment setup for the existing web front-end deployment in the blue-green namespace. You can find deployment manifest for a web front-end on the CLI server at this path, and feel free to copy this manifest in order to create your green deployment. Okay, give the green deployment name front end green and set the environment label to green in the pod template. Once you have created the green deployment and verify that is working, modify the web front end service so that it points only to the new green deployment spots. This is a node port service, and you can test it by reaching out to port 3081 on any of the cluster nodes. For example, कल the service name and 3081. ठीक है. So what they are saying कि हमारे पास एक डिप्लॉयमेंट दिया जाएगा called, let's say they are saying it web front end. ठीक है. वेब फ्रंट एंड नाम का एक डिप्लॉयमेंट ऑलरेडी होगा, एंड देयर विल बी वन सर्विस टू एक्सेस दिस वेब फ्रंट एंड एप्लीकेशन. वेब फ्रंट एंड सर्विस एक होगी. ठीक है. देयर इज वन डिप्लॉयमेंट वेब फ्रंट and there is one service. Okay, सो आपको पता है कि ब्लू ग्रीन सेटअप में क्या होता है, दैट यू क्रिएट अ सिमिलर एप्लीकेशन रिप्लिका। ओके, तो सिमिलर आप एक सेटअप बनाओगे अलग से, विच वी आर गोइंग टू कॉल ब्लू ग्रीन, सॉरी, वेव फ्रंट एंड। उन्होंने क्या बोला है, दैट यू नीड टू क्रिएट वन मोर डिप्लॉयमेंट ऑफ द सेम एप्लीकेशन। वेव फ्रंट एंड का एक सेम एप्लीकेशन का एक आपको डिप्लॉयमेंट बनाना है, वेव फ्रंट एंड ग्रीन। So we can keep it short like WFG, and they are saying set the environment label to green in the pod template। इसका जो environment label होगा, that you need to set it to green in the pod template। once our this deployment, new green deployment is ready, हमें इस सर्विस का जो है path, the configuration जो किया है वो हमें change करना है, and it should point to this wavefront green, and we need to remove this। okay, so today actually for a demo, last time हमें वो Kubernetes play with Kubernetes में थोड़ा issue आ रहा था ना, so I have a ACG account, so we are going to use this one। let me stop। okay, let me copy the credentials for some time, and then we'll log into this instance। Yes, maybe I paused the screen because I was copying the credentials। Okay, so this is my ACG account, and they have given us a Kubernetes cluster ready। Last time we were using play with Kubernetes lab, and there we faced some lot of issue, browser भी hang हो रहा था, so I thought why not use this। ओके, सो हमारे पास अभी एक उन्होंने नेमस्पेस दिया है, kubectl get namespace देखते हैं। So it's the connection to the server localhost 8080 was refused, did you specify the right host on a port। okay, so do we have a kube config, आपको पता है राइट ये एरर कब आता है। okay, so this config is there, 880 was refused, did you specify it, kubectl get ports, still we are getting error, fine। what I'm going to do, I'll launch an instance terminal again, and we'll try to connect to this SSD instance। ठीक है, this Cloud Guru account is not free। I am not sure if they give a free trial or कुछ देते हैं कि नहीं, but I have this premium account, so I'm using it for our demo। let's see kubectl get ports करके देखते हैं। okay, ठीक है, कुछ error आ रहा है, we need to set up context to this। उन्होंने यहाँ पे कुछ कॉन्टेक्स्ट दिया होगा हमारी इस फाइल में, cat डॉट क्यूब कॉन्फिग, तो उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट को हमें सेट करना है। use this current context is default, but they might have another context। okay, now we can use this Kubernetes cluster for our Kubernetes deployment setup। हम क्या करेंगे, they are saying in in the question that there is one file present here in a web frontend.yaml. तो उसको यूज करके हमें और एक डिप्लॉयमेंट बनाना है. ओके, cat. So we are going to copy this file and create a new deployment. First, let's check if we have the running deployment in this namespace blue green. Okay, there is one already deployment present in this, and there should be one service as well. आपको ये ऐसे पहले सेटअप करके मिलेगा इन योर सीकेडी एग्जाम, एंड उसके आगे का जो प्रोसेस है दैट वी नीड टू फॉलो. ओके, सो व्हाट विल डू, विल कॉपी दिस फाइल frontend.yaml from blue green frontend.yaml to some other file .yaml. इस फाइल को हम कॉपी कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, now we are going to create new deployment using this, but हमें इसमें कुछ changes करने हैं. what they have said कि इसका deployment का नाम change करो पहले. तो if you see the question again, उन्होंने बोला that you can find a deployment file. हमें ये फाइल मिल गया, and then we need to create a new deployment. Give a green deployment name web frontend green. ओके, तो ये हमें डिप्लॉयमेंट का नाम दे रहा है, एंड सेट एनवायरमेंट लेवल टू ग्रीन इन पॉड टेम्पलेट. तो ये दो चीजें हम पहले कर लेते हैं. वेब फ्रंट एंड ग्रीन, हम इस डिप्लॉयमेंट का नाम चेंज कर देते हैं. एंड दे हैव सेड कि यू आल्सो नीड टू चेंज द एनवायरमेंट वेरिएबल्स मेन टू, क्या बोले, चेंज द लेबल फ्रॉम एनवायरमेंट लेवल टू ग्रीन. मेन था तो उसको ग्रीन कर देते. So ऐसे आपको क्वेश्चन में दिया होगा कि क्या चेंजेस करने. We just need to change those all those details. If you missed one single point of that question, then you'll get a 0 mark. So just be careful while solving this question. ठीक है, उसके बाद देखते हैं कि उन्होंने क्या बोला है. Once you have created this green deployment and verify that it is working, modify the web front-end service so that it points only to the new green deployment. एंड दिस नोटबोर्ड सर्विस. ठीक है, सो वो बोल रहे कि ये चेंज करने के बाद यू कैन क्रिएट दिस न्यू डिप्लॉयमेंट. इसको अप्लाई कर देते, kubectl apply -f web frontend green .yaml. ठीक है, सो वी विल हैव वन मोर डिप्लॉयमेंट इन दिस नेमस्पेस ब्लू ग्रीन में, और एक डिप्लॉयमेंट बन गया. सो वन इज फ्रंट एंड एंड वन इज वेब फ्रंट एंड ग्रीन. हमने वो आर्किटेक्चर देखा था ना. लेट मी सी इफ आई हैव दोस. कौन सा वाला था पीपीटी. स्टॉप शेयरिंग. ओके, लेट मी फाइंड द आर्किटेक्चर फॉर दैट. जो लास्ट टाइम हमने पीपीटी देखा था. वन सेकेंड. What annotations, multi-containers, volumes, persistent volume, understand deployments, rolling back. Okay, this one I found it. या सो हमने लास्ट सेशन में ये आर्किटेक्चर देखा था ना ब्लू ग्रीन डिप्लॉयमेंट का. क्या करते, इट्स अ 4 स्टेज प्रोसेस. फर्स्ट, व्हाट यू डू, you will have a blue deployment जहाँ पे आपका एप्लीकेशन रनिंग है, एंड यू माइट हैव वन सर्विस फॉर एक्सेसिंग दैट. करेक्ट. तो आप क्या करते हो, और एक डिप्लॉयमेंट बनाते हो. वी कॉल इट एज अ ग्रीन, and we test it first. We don't send a traffic directly to this new green deployment. And then when we tested this green deployment successfully, when we are sure that this new green deployment is working fine, we'll simply change the labels in our service and we'll point it to the new green deployment. Once you are sure that this traffic is working for new users and your green deployment is working, you can delete the old deployment. जो blue deployment था, that you can delete it. Right? This was which we discussed in previous session. Blue green कैसे काम करता है? Okay, so blue-green deployment, if we quickly go through it, blue-green deployment is a deployment strategy in which you create two separate but identical environments. आप दो environment बनाते हो, one which is working, मतलब आप जहाँ पे user का traffic send करो, and identical environment, same application but different pods and the deployments. Okay, so using this running the current application version and the one environment is running the new application version. Using a blue-green deployment strategy, increase application HA and reduce the deployment risk by simplifying the rollback process. Once testing has been completed on the green environment, live application traffic is redirected to the green environment and the blue environment is deprecated. So that's what we discussed. सो नाउ हमने सेम चीज किया, हमने एक नया डिप्लॉयमेंट बनाया यहाँ पे ऑफ द सेम एप्लीकेशन. ओके, उसके बाद हम क्या बोल रहे हैं दैट वंस यू टेस्ट इट, आपको कंफर्म हो गया दैट दिस एप्लीकेशन इज वर्किंग फाइन, वेब फ्रंट एंड ग्रीन डिप्लॉयमेंट इज वर्किंग फाइन. आपको क्या करना है, यू सिंपली नीड टू चेंज द लेबल्स इन योर सर्विस. तो वी कैन चेंज लेबल्स, kubectl edit svc wave front-end service and which is in blue-green namespace. Okay. If you see here, this service is pointing to web front-end, correct? तो हमें इसको change करना है. इसमें जो environment है, this label we are going to change it to our green deployment. आपको इतना ही change करना है. Then it will start forwarding traffic to our new deployment. Okay. Okay. So this is done. हमने ये सारा process follow कर दिया. If we have first what we did, we copied the file. उसके बाद हमने labels change किए, change the labels, environment labels जो उन्होंने बोला था वो change कर दिया. Then we applied the deployment, नया एक deployment बनाया, wave front end green. उसके बाद we what we did, we change the labels in service. Service edit करके we change the labels. Now if you do the call for this service, you will see the traffic going to the new deployment. Okay, इसको call करके देखते हैं. You can see the traffic is now going to the new deployment. You can see these are the labels which we have given to the green deployment. If we change it, अगर फिर से change करते हैं इसको, maybe if we change it to main कर देते हैं, है ना, मतलब हमारा blue deployment को point out करते हैं. So it should show the some different labels. These labels are from this deployment, blue deployment. And if you want to point out to the green deployment, then simply we will change the labels in service. That's it. इतना ही था blue green deployment में. अगर आपको verify करना है whether your new version is working fine or not, you can create a separate deployment, and once that deployment is tested properly, you can point your service to the new deployment by changing the labels. Now I hope this is clear कि labels and selectors कहाँ पे आते हैं, है ना. ये labels हम कहाँ दिया है, हमने deployment में दिया. And in service we are telling that whenever you get a traffic, then forward, whenever you get a traffic to this service, then forward the traffic to these pods or the deployment. जिस labels जिसके भी deployment का match हो गए, उस deployment के forward करो. Okay, so that is the question for your blue-green deployment. Then second question जो था हमारा, that is canary deployment. In the last session, we were trying the Nginx, but I think in security question, you will not ask to use the Nginx for canary deployment. It's a very simple question. So what is the question? Create a canary deployment setup for the existing auth deployment in a canary namespace. ओके, ये वाला जो क्वेश्चन है ना, दैट यू नीड टू फोकस एवरी डिटेल कि इन्होंने क्या बोला है, दैट यू नीड टू यूज अ कैनरी नेमस्पेस. इफ यू यूज एनी अदर नेमस्पेस आपको 0 मार्क मिलेगा. देयर इज अ मैनिफेस्ट फाइल फॉर एग्जिस्टिंग डिप्लॉयमेंट. हमें ऑलरेडी डिप्लॉयमेंट का मैनिफेस्ट फाइल मिला है. We need to copy it and create a new canary deployment. Give a canary deployment name auth canary and set the environment label in a pod template to canary. तो इसमें भी हमें deployment बनाना है, and we also need to change the label. There is a service called auth service. एक service है also in a canary namespace. Modify this service to direct traffic to both main and canary deployment. Configure your setup so that there will be 4 total replicas, including both the main deployment and a canary deployment. 4 replicas होगी. Okay, and so that approximately 25% traffic will go to the canary pods, and 75% traffic should go to the older main deployment. Okay, note that you may need to modify the original main deployment in order to accomplish this, and just test it. Okay, so we are going to create one more deployment using same file, and just to quick give you overview about how the canary works. हमने डिप्लॉयमेंट ब्लूग्रीन देखा, उसके बाद कैनरी देखा था लास्ट टाइम. So Kubernetes canary deployment is a technique for rolling out a new features or changes to a small subset of users or servers before releasing the update to the entire system. हम क्या करते हैं, हम नया डिप्लॉयमेंट बनाते हैं, but we don't redirect the entire traffic to the new deployment डायरेक्टली. हम डिवाइड करते हैं कि 75% पहले मेन डिप्लॉयमेंट पे रखो एंड 25 कैनरी डिप्लॉयमेंट पे मूव करो. once that is working, you can increase the traffic slow by slow. Okay, so उसके बाद you can make it 50-50, main deployment 50, canary deployment 50. Then you can increase 25-75, so 25 for a main and 75 for a canary. Once that is working, you can make it more. Okay, 0 and 100 because of that. So this allows for a new version to be tested in a live environment. आपको live environment में proper testing करने के लिए मिलता है, how it's working in a different regions, and whether your new application or the deployment will be able to handle the traffic or not, whether your application changes are working with a new deployment or not. ये आपको टेस्ट करने के लिए मिलता है. एंड द अनदर रीजन फॉर कैनरी डिप्लॉयमेंट इज कि अगर कुछ भी गलत होता है फॉर अ न्यू एप्लीकेशन डिप्लॉयमेंट, सो इट विल अफेक्ट minimum users, right? Because we are sending a 25% traffic to the new deployment and 75 to the main deployment. Okay, so this is another way usage of the deployment strategy. So we saw this. Go through the last recording as well, last session's recording. So what we are going to do, we are going to copy the file first from a canary directory. हमारे पास already एक file है यहाँ पे auth.yaml. Okay, वो क्या बोल रहे हैं, that you need to copy this file, do some changes, change the name of this and change some labels. So हम इसको पहले तो copy कर लेते हैं auth.yaml, c.yaml, ठीक है. And we are going to make changes to this YAML file. क्या बोला है उन्होंने, change the name of this new deployment to some न्यू डिप्लॉयमेंट का नाम क्या दें, auth canary and label canary. ठीक है, auth canary and label canary. So we are going to connection closed. Why connection closed? ठीक है, फिर से कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा शायद. नो प्रॉब्लम, we'll connect to this again. पासवर्ड ठीक है. So let's go to the canary. क्यूब कॉन्फ़िग भी सेटअप करना पड़ेगा. Okay. So we have our c.yaml canary new deployment के लिए फाइल है यहाँ पे already. So we are going to change it. इसको नाम चेंज करना है. We need to provide the नाम auth canary. इसका लेबल मेन से चेंज करना है to canary. ये सारी डिटेल्स आपको क्वेश्चन में मिल जाएगी, बट यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल कि आपको क्या चेंज करना है. ठीक है. उसके बाद व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, यू नीड टू QRA. Okay, we are going to create a single one replica only for this. I'll tell you why. And just deploy this kubectl apply -if c.yaml. उन्होंने बोला है कि 25% traffic to the canary deployment and 75% to the your this deployment, main deployment. Okay, so let's check what is their deployment है कि नहीं, सारे services है कि नहीं in a canary namespace. You will see there is old deployment, main deployment, which is having 2 pods, and the new deployment or canary deployment have 1 pod. Okay. Then हमें क्या करना है? They said we have to divide the traffic. और आपको पता है कि अगर हमें pod को या फिर deployment को traffic अगर शेयर करना है, then we need to put those labels. deployment के जो labels होंगे वो selector part में हमें add करना पड़ेगा. Okay. So kubectl edit service auth service and namespace is canary. ये जो लेबल है यहाँ पे app auth and env main. If we keep a env main, तो ये सिर्फ main deployment को forward करेगा. So we are going to remove it. So now app.auth लेबल जिस deployment को होगा उस deployment को traffic forward होगा. And we know that both of these deployments, main deployment and our canary deployment, have this label. Correct. जो लेबल है app:auth, you can verify it. kubectl describe कर लो, describe deployment auth in canary. See the labels. Label is app:auth है इस वाले deployment को, and there should be label to auth canary as well. Okay. इस वाले में भी app:auth है. If we add env main, तो फिर मेन डिप्लॉयमेंट को ही ट्रैफिक जाएगा. इफ यू ऐड env कैनरी तो फिर कैनरी डिप्लॉयमेंट को ही जाएगा. बट व्हाट वी नीड, हमें दोनों डिप्लॉयमेंट को ट्रैफिक जाए. तो एक कॉमन जो लेबल है app:auth, दैट ओनली वी आर गोइंग टू पुट इनटू सर्विस. करेक्ट. तो आपको वो दिखा था सर्विस में हमारा क्या लेबल है. डिस्क्राइब सर्विस svc, सर्विस नेम इज auth service. Okay, जो कॉमन लेबल है दैट ओनली वी आर पुटिंग हियर. सिलेक्ट एज मी app:auth. सो अभी दोनों डिप्लॉयमेंट को ट्रैफिक रीडायरेक्ट होगा. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज हमारे पास अभी 3 पॉड है ना. इफ यू सी हियर, मेन डिप्लॉयमेंट का 2 काउंट है एंड auth कैनरी का 1 काउंट है. सो वी नीड टू मेक इट 25/75. So if we create a 4 pods, अगर हम इसमें अगर ऐड कर देते हैं auth में 1 more pod, so it will become a 3 versus 1 है ना. 75/25 से हो जाएगा. That's why we are going to increase the deployment count. replica का count increase करेंगे. kubectl edit deploy in canary. So इस डिप्लॉयमेंट का काउंट बढ़ा देते हैं. We are going to make it 3. So now this is 75 and this is 25%. Correct. टोटल आपको पता है कि सर्विस इज फॉरवर्डिंग ट्रैफिक टू बोथ ऑफ दिस डिप्लॉयमेंट. तो बोथ ऑफ दिस डिप्लॉयमेंट का पॉड का काउंट है 4. 4 को हमें ऐसे डिवाइड करना है. इट शुड बी 75 एंड 25. सो 75, 4 का 75 क्या होगा? 3 and 25 is 1. So we are going to create those many number of pods here for this deployment. So this is the answer for our blue-green canary deployment. Sorry, not blue-green. Okay, so we have followed all these steps. Change the replicas. Everything is done. You should see the 3 replicas. Yes, we are seeing 3 replicas of the main deployment and 1 replica of the canary deployment. Now we can verify it. हम देखते हैं कि दोनों डिप्लॉयमेंट को ट्रैफिक इक्वली जाता है कि नहीं. Okay, sometimes it will forward to the main, sometimes it will forward to canary. You can see that difference here. Okay, बीच में कैनरी आ रहा है, बीच में मेन आ रहा है. So it is redirecting traffic between these available deployments. Okay, so this was the answer for your security canary deployment question and the blue-green deployment question. If you want to implement it, it's very easy with this. If you can follow these steps. I hope these answers are clear. That's it. यही दो questions important थे for a security deployment site. So we have discussed it. Let me check if you guys have any questions, so we can take those questions. And okay, I'm preparing. Okay, yeah, not able to see. हाँ, बीच में मैंने stop कर दिया था because I was adding the credentials of the main deployment. Good. Guys, am I audible? um, okay, good. Sure. Someone is asking for document or video on installing Kubernetes with KubeADM on CentOS. Um, you can follow this official documentation. Did you try this KubeADM setup? Installing KubeADM and follow this document. आपको क्या करना है, पहले तो ये सब कुछ इंस्टॉल कर लो जो भी डिपेंडेंसीज लग रही है. एंड फ्रॉम मेन नोड you will need to run the control plane node. You will need to run the kubeadm init command और उस कमांड के आउटपुट में आपको ज्वाइन करने का भी एक कमांड मिल जाएगा. सो दिस कमांड यू विल नीड टू रन फ्रॉम योर वर्कर नोड और दी नोड्स. ठीक है, एंड दैट्स इट. कुछ सेंटोस में अलग है क्या? Oh, I stopped sharing again. Sorry. Okay, this was the link I was sharing with you. क्यूबेडियम सेटअप कर लो, है ना. क्यूबेडियम क्यूबलेट वगैरह ये जो उन्होंने दिया है, ये वाला स्टेप्स फॉलो करो. एंड फ्रॉम योर कंट्रोल प्लेन नोड यू नीड टू रन अ क्यूबेडियम कमांड, क्यूबेडियम init command. क्यूबेडियम init, just check the different options for a क्यूबेडियम init. init के आउटपुट में आपको एक क्यूबेडियम ज्वाइन का कमांड मिलेगा दैट यू नीड टू रन फ्रॉम योर नोड्स. जो वर्कर नोड्स होंगे वहां से रन करना. Hmm, Okay, so you followed the official documentation. Not sure. Did you get any error while running a kubeadm init command? यस नमन, या क्लाउड गुरु के सब्सक्रिप्शन के बिना भी ये हो सकता है. हाउ आई शेयर दिस डिप्लॉयमेंट फाइल. आपको क्या करना है, पहले तो सेटअप करना है. Because I had these deployments already present in my cluster running, so I directly followed the next step. जो second deployment जो create करे था ना, green deployment and the canary deployment, वहाँ से start कर दे. तो if you are not using a cloud guru, you will need to follow it from a scratch. आपको पहले एक main deployment बनाना पड़ेगा, and then using a same deployment file you will need to change some labels जैसे हमने आज किया, और बाकी का प्रोसेस सेम ही रहेगा. केडी, वी कैन टेक इट ऑफलाइन. एक बार मुझे एरर अगर कुछ है आपके क्लस्टर के रिलेटेड, जस्ट शेयर इट विद मी ऑन व्हाट्सएप और इन अ ग्रुप, विल चेक इट. ठीक है, ऐसे समझ में नहीं आएगा. ओके, थैंक यू. नमन, योर, या आई आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन. या, यस. Yeah, all the best, Vinit. I hope our sessions will be helpful for you to prepare. Yes, all our recordings are available on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube channel and get the recordings. And plus, आपको अगर अच्छा लगे सेशन तो फिर सब्सक्राइब भी कर लेना. Share with your friends. Hey, my screen is still not visible. It's showing me that I'm sharing my screen, but आप लोग बोल रहे हो कि स्क्रीन विजिबल है नहीं. आई डोंट नो क्या प्रॉब्लम है. यहाँ पे मुझे दिख रहा है दैट माय स्क्रीन, आई एम शेयरिंग माय स्क्रीन. क्या कर सकते हैं अभी. Okay, fine. Let it be. I'll share all those links. Kubedium documentation to set up the cluster. अगर किसी को इशू आता है, just share that in our group, so someone will help you. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, I'll upload these deployment and the service files on our GitHub. तो वहाँ पे जाके you can just try it out and just follow this recording, so it will be clearer for you. ठीक है? Yeah, I'll upload it today only. Okay, now announcement time. Sorry, we have taken a lot of time. Um, so I just want to thank three people who have been amazing and doing a great work. So the appreciation for our volunteer, Mehdi. He's from different time zone. But still he joins every class and he try to help other people on during the sessions and on our group as well. So thank you, Mehdi. So So there was one scholarship track running, right? So for that, I'm selecting you, nominating you. So I'll selecting you for next batch. So you'll get a free access to our DevOps batch 2.0. And I have not met Aditya, but I have seen his contribution on LinkedIn. His posts are amazing. Let's see. Aditya, are you there in today's session? If not, just we'll check on group. So he has been writing all these articles on LinkedIn. Maybe he's attending the sessions on YouTube or somewhere. But yeah, so I'm selecting, nominating Aditya for his tremendous and good work. Um, okay, it takes a lot of time to write those articles and the post and to be consistent. So to just appreciate his work, I'm select nominating him to get he'll get a free access to our DevOps Batch 2.0. So second person, and yeah, there is one more person. Any guesses? कौन है? He's helping us. सिद्धार्थ को थोड़ा टाइम है. सिद्धार्थ के लिए कुछ बड़ा करना पड़ेगा. Yeah, it's Ajay. He's helping in the community from beginning, and he's the reason he boosted our confidence to take these sessions as well. So thank you, Ajay. You're the third person who will get a free access to our DevOps Batch 2.0. अगर आपको कुछ doubts हैं, what is DevOps 2.0? It's going to be amazing Batch 2. And you can check the link what we are going to cover in batch 2. I'll update the syllabus soon. I'm going through current JDs, DevOps engineers, DevOps interns, and SRE interns, वगैरह. So we can create a syllabus. We can have a syllabus related to current openings. Okay, so I'm improvising the syllabus from batch 1 to batch 2. कुछ अलग होगा इस टाइम बैच 2 में. So if you have not enrolled and if you are interested for a curriculum DevOps का अच्छा course चाहिए, then I'll highly suggest to enroll for this. And as you know, to support people, to support the people who have been laid off, or and the students who are trying to get into new fields, we have special discounts for them. So just let me know if you are interested to enroll for the Jobs Best 2.0. So I'll share the coupons to enroll. Okay, so you'll get some discount. Yeah, Sumedhi, Ajay, and Aditya, congratulations once again. See you in Batch 2.0. Yes. एंड ऑल्सो दिस इज नॉट एंड. ये तो पहले जितना भी हमारा आई थिंक दिस इज 8 or 9 सेशन. सो आफ्टर सीइंग द प्रोग्रेस ऑफ दिस गाइस वी हैव डिसाइडेड टू select these people, and I'll share one meeting link to just to guide you about the DevOps. And if you have any questions about the field or the career related questions, so I'll also guide you for that. So that is the second benefit. एंड जो स्कॉलरशिप विनर होगा उसके लिए तो एक अच्छा गिफ्ट है. वी हैव प्लान्ड इट. So yeah, just be consistent, try helping each other, and yes, that's a announcement. Ajay, that's why I yes, this not end. ये तो पहले जो अभी तक सेशंस हुए थे ना, उनमें से हमने सिलेक्ट किया. एंड जो अपकमिंग सेशंस होंगे, इफ यू स्टे एक्टिव, यू स्टार्ट सबमिटिंग द असाइनमेंट्स, write a blogs, and help each other in the community. You will also get a chance to have a career guidance sessions with me, and also the free access to DevOps Batch 2.0. Okay. Now, I know this doubt clearing session ना हम फ्राइडे को रखते हैं and it sometimes get late. But क्या करें, मेरा ऑफिस भी रहता है, so yeah, this is the only time I get for this doubt clearing session. हमारा जो weekend का session रहता है that is on 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. IST. That is I think possible for everyone. But doubt clearing का थोड़ा adjust कर लो. Um, okay. Anyone, so I'll open a floor. आपको अगर कुछ questions है तो पूछ लो. No questions. Yeah, and KCD Pune is happening, guys. So if you're interested for KCD Pune, Docker Pune, or CNC Pune for speaking, नहीं, not for KCD Pune, not speaking. डॉकर पुणे या फिर सीएनसी पुणे मीटअप पे आपको अगर कुछ टॉक वगैरह देना होगा, सो लेट्स कनेक्ट एंड वी कैन give opportunity to new speakers. Also for KCD Pune, we are looking for a volunteers, website design, social media promotion, logo design, browser design, then sponsorship, वगैरह, anything which you can help with. Okay, so if you're interested for any of these three events, just connect. We have a separate group for volunteers. हमने आज ही एक uh, we just finished for the website design volunteers interviews, and if you're interested, just let us know. ठीक है. Reply to Kubernetes question from KD. Which question you are, did I miss? Can you please tell some of the best Kubernetes practices? उसके लिए तो अलग सेशन लेना पड़ेगा Kubernetes best practices के लिए. But so many things from deployment, secret management, Kubernetes administration side, है ना. सो जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल आपका जो डॉकर इमेज या फिर जो भी कंटेनर इमेज यूज कर रहे हो, दैट शुड बी ऑफ मिनिमम साइज. Then you should make sure that your Kubernetes cluster is safe, secure from the external access. And Kubernetes cluster पे we are not creating many accounts. हम अभी तो we are using a single admin user जिसको सारा permission होता है. Using admin user, you can do anything in your Kubernetes cluster. So you need to make sure a proper RBAC or ABAC setup is there in your Kubernetes cluster. And also GitOps is enabled for your Kubernetes cluster application deployment. बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. आप आपके एप्लीकेशन के लिए कुछ सीक्रेट्स वगैरह चाहिए, so you need to make sure you are using vaults or RBAC plus proper Kubernetes secret का setup है. Okay. So yeah, how to submit the assignments on GitHub? I have never used GitHub. Only I have account on GitHub. एक okay. I'll need some help because हमारा GitHub है ready. For basic commands, I don't think we मतलब वो clone वगैरह कैसे करना है, that we have not put all those commands. So you can go through this. ये जो यहाँ पे हमारा पूरा assignments है. I'll update new assignments. Okay, I am a iOS developer and shifting towards AI, ML, and DevOps field, and Kubernetes is new for me. How I can learn Kubernetes? क्या बात कर रहे हो आकाश? You are into Kubernetes class only. So just go through our previous session recording, and I'm sure you will get a good understanding of how Kubernetes is working. We discuss a lot in detail, not only for a security exam. We are learning a Kubernetes in depth. So yeah, you can go through these recordings. ना ये playlist है हमारा. I'm sharing a link. Sorry. Okay. So this is our YouTube link. एक बार जाके पूरा देख लो. And if you need a proper DevOps guidance, as we discussed, हमारा second batch DevOps का चालू होने वाला है. You can enroll for that. Okay, thank you guys. Any other questions? If not, we can pause it here and let's meet tomorrow. कल फिर से कुछ नया सीखते हैं सीकेडी के रिलेटेड एंड क्यूबरनेटिस के रिलेटेड. एंड डोंट लूज होप, अभी बहुत सारे अवार्ड्स बाकी है एंड वी हैव इनफ स्लॉट्स फॉर डेव्स 2.0. डेव्स 2.0 बैच मोस्टली 22 जुलाई को स्टार्ट होगा. वी कैन पुश इट अहेड बाय 1 वीक, बट उसके या 22 और नेक्स्ट वीक आफ्टर दैट 29. And yes, see you guys soon in our next session. Class duration for DevOps 2.0, it's going to be 2 month training, DevOps training. Okay, or मेरे class में you can ask, I'll ask my DevOps batch 1.0 students to share their feedback. Siddharth is here, Mehdi is here. You can ask them. The teaching and the projects or the actual topics we cover, those will be in much more detail. Okay, so we not only we focus on the syllabus, हम practical भी करते हैं, and I want to make sure that my student also can do the debugging and R&D as well. तो ये चीज़ भी है extra वहाँ पे. I'll set up another session just to discuss about the batch 2.2, what we are going to cover there. So, mm, yes, yes, yes. Okay, sure. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you again for joining today's session. और कल फिर से मिलते हैं, है ना? अगर कुछ क्वेश्चंस होगा तो फिर व्हाट्सएप पे डाल दो. एंड हाँ, क्लोज डिस्कशन मत करो. मतलब डोंट टैग मी फॉर एवरी क्वेश्चन बिकॉज आई विल बी बिजी, तो फिर थोड़ा लेट हो जाता है. Keep it open discussion. If we have like 1500 to 700 people in this CKD series ना, तो कोई तो reply दे ही देगा आपको, and they might have more experience than me or in that particular area. तो फिर just keep it open discussion. ठीक है, that is one suggestion. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Good night.